What is up, guys? MiniBean75 here, and today I'm back with part 4 of how to build an NFL stadium in Minecraft. Today we're going to work on building the upper deck sections. There's going to be 3. There's going to be one over here above the press box, one down here, and then one over this press box as well. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build out 2 blocks, and we're going to build out 2 blocks and then move over 2 blocks, as you can see. So you want a 2-block gap between the top of the press box. Now what you're going to do is we're just going to build all the way across, just like we do with seats or anything like that. But the kicker is you want it to completely match with the press box. So if the press box dips in, you want to dip in too. At one point here, I'm going to kind of back out a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. You always want there to be a 2-block gap between the press box and the front of your upper deck section. So like I said, every time it moves in, your section is going to move in too. Alright, now that we've got that finished, this is what it's going to look like here. We're going to build that out. We want that to end with 2 blocks. We're going to put those 2 blocks back that I had kind of deleted before. And now we're just going to go back all the way across and build another row all the way across. Alright, now that we have that done, like I said, I had these 2 blocks here that I had skipped or I had deleted. We're going to put those blocks back here now. And now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to want to eventually focus on this is the direction that these corner sections are going to go. But for now, I am actually going to go through. We're going to grab some half quartz blocks because otherwise I'll forget. And we're going to put a row of the half quartz blocks down here. So I'm just going to skip ahead till we have this part done. Alright, now that we've got that part done, like I said, this is what it's going to look like. The reason we're doing that is so that if you want to put, like a little LED strip or something in there, you have a space in the middle. Now we're just going to take some glowstone and we're just going to go all the way across with our glowstone to make our front walkway. Alright, now that we have that done, now we're going to work on building our seats. So we're going to take some of our yellow concrete and we're going to start just like this and just build a row of seats just like we've always done in the past so far. Just build your row of seats across. Alright, now that we have the row of seats done, this is the first time we're going to do something a little bit different because we're not going to have glowstone in between the concrete blocks. Basically, we're just going to build up and we're going to build a frame on the edges of each of these sections. We're going to build this to be 16 blocks tall. So when I initially did this, I did it as 12 blocks. So as you can see there, I just did 12 blocks. And I'm going to go across and I'm just going to build up again on the edge. And I'm just going to keep building up until I make a nice little structure that's just got nothing in between. But I am going to go back at some point here and show you I do put another 4 rows on. So once you have this is what I'm talking about for your structure. Like I said, you're going to go along the edge of each row and you're just going to keep building it up. But here's where, like I said, I decided that 12 wasn't enough. I wanted to make 16 rows. So I build it up 4 more. And then I go across and I do literally the same exact thing. You just kind of build it up and then it's going to look like this. Now I'm going to go over here and do the same exact thing on the other side. Just do these same steps so far. So I'll skip ahead till this is done. Alright, now that we have the other side done, this is what it's going to look like here. And now we are going to want to go through and build the structure, or the outside shell for our the end zone upper tier on this side. So for this section, you want to start on the 3rd single block in the 2nd row. You're going to build it up 7 blocks, and I built up 6 and then removed it here. So the 7th block is where we're initially going to start. Basically, you want to just build this all the way across, and you want to just match this with the 2nd row. So you're literally just going to build it exactly how the 2nd row looks, and you're just going to mirror it all the way across. So I'll skip ahead till this is done. Alright, we're just finishing it up here. So like I said, just completely mirror it all the way across. Generally what I do is I look straight down at the glowstone and kind of get an idea of where the quartz is. But we got our 3 blocks out. We're going to go back to this other side and make sure it's 3 blocks, just like it should be. Yep, now we're just going to go under it. So on the 6th block, we're going to go through and build another row of quartz. And once we've got the quartz done, then we're going to take the half quartz blocks and do the same thing we did on the other ones and just build 1 row all the way across. Alright, now that we've got that done, this is going to be a really tricky part. Just kind of follow along with me and it'll make more sense. Basically, I kind of screwed this part up because, like I said, when I build these, I don't record my voice while I'm building it. I record it after. So I kind of have to filter through all the crap of me kind of thinking, trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this. So anyway, I built up the outside corner structure like this. I thought this is how it's going to be, not realizing that, no, the way that sits the corners are going to be way more steep. As you can see, I've already built the sections here, and here I'm going to start with our glowstones. So just kind of build it as I showed you guys. If you guys just watched the video, build it how I showed it, but we're just going to skip ahead and you'll kind of see how it's supposed to be done. So now that you have your row of glowstone done, we're going to go through and you're going to do your framing the same way before. You're going to build it to be 16 blocks tall. This one's going to be easy just because you're going to have your 2 different rows of 2, your 1 on each side, and then just your big big flat set of 50. So that's going to be really, really easy. So I'll skip ahead till this section's done. And now that you have this done, the corners are where it gets really tricky. So basically for the corners, you're just going to build out diagonally like this. And this is where, as you can see, I realized, what the hell did I just do? Something's not right. So I kind of just work with it. When I do the other side, it'll make a little bit more sense. But basically, what you're going to do, I like to build these up. I like to go diagonally across every other row. The reason I like to do that is because you go every other row, and then it's easy to just fill in the rows that you skipped. But basically here, I'm going up a row, and then I go through here. I fill in this lower row like this, slowly but surely here. And then this is where I start realizing that things are obviously, like I said, not right, but I'm moving up every other row, like I said, the way that I like to do it. All right, and now you're kind of working up every other row. Here's where it's going to change a little bit. All you're going to do is, instead of building it where every one of these white sections goes up 1 block, you're going to build it to where each section goes up 2 blocks. So here I'm kind of trying to work it out, figure it out. But basically you always want the block to be above where the seats are, like I said. So with the way that we're skipping one, each one of these is going to go up 2 blocks every time, and that's going to fit absolutely perfect. So as you guys can see here, I'm filling everything in. This is, like I said, why we go every other row. If you build every other row, it's really easy to just go back through and fill it in on that back section. Like I said, it still might be a little bit confusing here. I'm not sure. When I do the other side, it's going to make a lot more sense. But yeah, so we're going to go all the way through here and fill this in. And this is what it's going to look like now. So as you guys can see, once you build it, like I said, you want the top sections to always go up 2 rows, but we're going to go through and cut out the bottom sections so that they go up 2 rows too. You want every one of these single towers, you want them to all be 4 blocks tall. So just go all the way through, make sure, like I said, the top is 2 blocks higher than the one below it, and the one below it is always 2 blocks lower than the one above it. So now I'm going to skip ahead here to the other side. Like I said, I did the other one the same way, but now what I'm going to do is, since I already know it, instead of having each one just go up by 1, I'm going to make sure that each one goes up by 2, and just build it up as high as it needs to go. You want it to be up as high for 16 rows, basically. But I've got it built up there so it looks like just this giant wall, and then I can go back through and just cut it out so that each one goes up by 2, and they're no more or no less than 4 blocks high. So I'll just skip ahead till I have that part done. And that's what it's going to look like, guys, just like the other side. Now it's starting to make a little bit more sense. Now we're going to go through here, and like I said, just go out diagonally every other row until it matches up with that outer wall. And once we have that done, then we're going to go through these each row that we skipped, and we're just going to lay down a row of the concrete just like this, and we're just going to fill it in all the way down. And that's what it's going to look like, guys. Now the next thing you'll do is basically just take each one of these sections of 2 and just go through and fill it in so that it comes from the diagonal section right into the section of 2, and it fills in just like that. And that's what you're going to be looking at for each side, guys. Like I said, it seems like it's a little complicated at first, but it's actually really easy once you kind of get down to it. And if you've got anything extra like I did, because I didn't know how tall it was going to be, I just went through, get rid of it all, because you don't want anything floating off in the air looking weird. But go through, remove it all, and now I'm going to go through here, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to build my wall around this section. So to build the wall, we're just going to take our quartz and just go through like we typically do with any of the other walls. We're going to build our first row first, and once we've got that done, we're just going to go back with another row all the way back across. So I'll skip ahead till this part's done. All right, now that we've got our wall done here, this section is actually pretty well done, but we're going to do the corner sections of these two main sides first. These are actually going to be quite a bit easier than the last one, I promise you. So for this section, we're going to keep it in 2. We're going to go up 1, over 1, up another 1, over 1, up 1, up 1, over 1, and so on. You want each section to go up by 1 block, but every 2 blocks it's going to go out 1, so we keep that same line that we had below. And now with these, it's going to be quite a bit easier. Basically, you're just going to keep building these rows here, and they're just going to slightly move out, but they're all going to be flat, and they're just going to move out with the wall. They're not going to be diagonal like the other ones were. So like this, as you guys can see, just keep filling this in, and as you build it up, they're just going to slowly get a little bit longer, so they follow that same shape, but there's no going to be diagonal curve to it. And I'm just finishing up the second to the last row here. That's what I'm talking about. So as you can see, it's keeping that shape. Like I said, I got to build one more row here, so I just went out and up 1, and I'll go through here and just fill in this last row. And then I'm just going to go through here, and we're going to build the wall the same way. Just go across with the first row, and then we're actually going to build the other corner on the other side. All right, and now that we've got that done, we're just going to come down here, and we're going to do the exact same thing that we did before. So like I said, you're going to go up 1 there, you're going to go out 1, up 1, up 1, out 1, up 1, up 1, out 1, and so on. Go all the way up, like I said, till it matches for 16 rows. Then just fill in each of those rows. And we're just putting in that last row there. We're setting it up here just so we can finish up the wall. Fill in that last section there. And then just build that second row all the way back across. Alright, now that we're just finishing that up, we're just going to flip around here. And that's what it's going to look like, guys. Now I'm just going to skip ahead here. I'm going to do the exact same steps on the other side to do the other corners. Alright, now that we've got that done, guys, there you can see we've got the main structures built for each of our upper decks. Now all that we need to do is we need to go through and just fill in all of those empty rows with the concrete blocks. And that's super easy to do. Basically, you're just going to go through, like I said, we've already got the outline done, and just go through and literally just fill it in. So I'm just going to skip ahead here until we've got this side done. And now that we've got this side done, this is what it's going to look like, as you guys can see here. Now, I'm just going to skip ahead and finish both of the other sections. And there we go, just putting in that last row there. And as you guys can see, we've got all 3 sections done. This is what it's going to look like. It turned out really good. Like I said, it may be a little bit confusing. Those corner parts you might have to watch a couple times. Really pay attention to what I'm doing. I know I build it kind of fast, but it's really easy once you get the hang of it. Those are the parts that honestly really can set your arena or even your stadium apart from any other builds, is most people don't put those angles on there. And that's something that over the years I've learned to do that really makes a huge difference in how it looks. So this is what it's going to look like, guys. This is part 4. I hope you guys liked it. In the next section, we're going to work on building the lights and the overhang sections over top of the main upper decks on each side. And then we're going to be working on building the scoreboard and a couple other things here at some point too. So that's what we've got to look forward to in the series. But with that, guys, I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button down below. You have no idea how much it helps me out. If you want to help directly support me on YouTube, guys, take a look at all my links in the description. Take a look at my Patreon account. There's some awesome perks for anybody who wants to help support me. You can take a look at my social media links, and you can also take a look at my store. Get yourself some awesome MiniBean75 merchandise. And other than that, guys, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.